Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good evening, I'm Ann Trujillo with the latest from Denver 7. It's been a gorgeous March day, which in Colorado can only mean we're in for snow, right? Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson's tracking it. Mike, not a major event, just an inconvenient one.
More or less. We hit the mid-70s today, some 80s down of the southeast, but changes come in the next 24 hours. By tomorrow at 6 p.m., scattered showers developing over northern Colorado, and by Friday, it's rain and snow, with the snow level dropping in the evening down to right around the Denver metro area. We might see a couple of inches of snow Friday night and early Saturday. Saturday, it's snow showers, aka flurries, and kind of a cold day. And then Sunday, we'll get some clearing in the north, but snow will continue over southern Colorado. So the 7-day forecast definitely cooling off. 67 tomorrow, still very nice, but a few late showers. Colder Friday, rain changing to snow and 47. Snow showers and 40 on Saturday. Sunday, there's snow to the south of Denver. I think we stay mostly cloudy. And then by early next week, back into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees.
Thank you, Mike. Boaters are not happy with Westminster's decision to severely restrict access on Stanley Lake. The city blames an unexpected threat to the water supply, and yet the state says there's not a problem. We send Denver 7's Jason Grenauer to the waterfront to get some answers.
70s at Stanley Lake summons the speculation of summer. But when weather warrants water, Westminster, well, they said no.
It was regrettable, but at the same time necessary to not allow boating this season.
No trailered boats allowed because of the risk of zebra mussels. Despite some of the strongest rules and most thorough decontamination procedures in the state, the city manager made the call and sent out this letter.
Unfortunately, this is just one of those situations that is just untenable. We can't accept this level of risk.
To say that these machines are infected is just ludicrous.
Boaters will be refunded their permit fees, but not insurance they bought or plans that they made.
A number of us bought homes here purely for this reason. Certainly disheartening, and it feels like a dictatorship.
I spoke to Colorado Parks and Wildlife, who oversees this kind of thing at the state level. They told me, quote, "We have no zebra mussels in the state of Colorado." Went on to say they have no plans on closing any state waterways to boating. So if that's the case, why is Westminster? Despite the fact that it hasn't been found, it's a precaution that you felt the city still needed to take.
Yes.
There will be a community meeting next Tuesday for boaters to present ideas and possible solutions.
Keeping the lake clean and safe is so possible if we sit down and collaborate together.
The city manager admitted a solution for this summer wasn't likely. Future years are still up in the air.
If we can resolve this mussel and make sure that we can protect the drinking water supply for the 300,000 people in the 3 cities that rely on it, we'll put boats back out there. We can't right now.
To have an iron hammer, so to speak, and just say we cannot boat, it's unfair.
Reporting in Westminster, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.
And stories like this are made possible by viewers like you. If you need our help, call the number on your screen or send us a text. You can also email us at contact7@thedenverchannel.com. Less than a month after it was first introduced, a massive overhaul to how oil and gas operates in Colorado is nearing its final obstacle at the state capitol. This morning, a committee advanced the bill to the full House, setting up what we expect to be a fiery debate between Democrats and Republicans. And as impassioned as that will be, this proposal already cleared the Senate on party lines, should do the same in the House. Supporters argue it puts health and safety above profit by taking power away from the industry. Opponents argue it's senseless overregulation and could make Colorado unattractive to developers. Her website was hacked, and instead of complaining about it, Colorado House Speaker Casey Becker is having a good laugh about the whole thing. And this might look like an innocent page for GoDaddy.com, but earlier this morning, hackers redirected users clicking on CaseyBecker.org to the homepage for the erectile dysfunction drug Viagra. The site is still down, but Becker tweeted out today that she thought the hack was actually pretty funny. She even made a pun about the what she called the endurance of Democrats. And more than a century old and still looking good, Washington Park is one of Denver's best loved neighborhoods, and the people who call it home wouldn't change a thing. In fact, they are pushing the city to make sure that no one can change their neighborhood's sense of style. Here is Jackie Crea.
In our changing Colorado, this is a perfect example of growing pains. You've got on one end a brand new, modern, contemporary build. On the other end, should people and residents in this area try to keep and preserve that historic style?
We used to say, if this house ever hits 500,000, we're out of here. Well, we blasted right past that.
Judy Sylvester's home is more than a century old. That's why she loves it so much.
We get offers for that all the time. Had one last week, a developer who wants to buy your lot. It's the right size. Would you sell it to us?
She's not a huge fan of all the scrapes and rebuilds, though, that she's seeing more and more in West Wash Park.
It would help with not having so many contemporary-looking homes in this very traditional neighborhood.
That's why a committee, part of the Neighborhood Association, wants to form a conservation overlay district. Not quite like a historic district, but guidelines for new builds and major rehabs.
To encourage that development to match the style and character of the neighborhood.
The idea is to keep the eclectic mix of historic style, the character.
There are houses in this neighborhood that can be purchased for $200,000 or $1.2 million. So there's a wide spectrum of styles and pricing, and when you have different people living in one area, it's more interesting.
Judy is of course on board, but it still has a long way before the guidelines would become an ordinance.
Not everybody can deal with this old house stuff. Some of us find it fascinating, but not everybody.
It's so early on in the process, and without specific guidelines, it's unclear how this would affect developers or builders. That committee will meet tonight and then present their ideas to City Council. In West Wash Park, Jackie Crea, Denver 7.
So what does your Colorado look like? If you have a story idea for us, email us, our CO at thedenverchannel.com. This has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thank you so much for joining us. And check back here later tonight for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Ann Trujillo.